I wanted to make this video exclusively for a long time, but I never had the opportunity to have, for example, a laptop like this that raises very high temperatures without doing anything. And obviously, when this type of thing happens, it is best to change the thermal paste. But in this case, we're not going to put thermal paste on it. We're going to go one step further up to also improve its temperatures much more than if we changed the thermal paste. I am going to use liquid metal. Yes, instead of putting thermal paste on it, as we would always do, I'm going to use liquid metal that is much more efficient and cools much more than thermal raisins. But it's true that you have to be much more careful, because believe me that if you place it wrong, I'm going to tell you the things you have to take into account if you do it wrong. You can literally put the laptop or any component where you're going to short circuit that kind of liquid and literally burn it. I'm going to do the example with this Dell G5, that when you turn it on, or simply without doing anything, the screen on raises very, very high processor temperatures. So without wasting any more time, let's take action. The first thing, obviously, we have to remove the screws at the bottom and remove the cover to be able to start working. The next thing I recommend is that you disconnect the battery, just in case. Always disconnect it. In the case of this laptop, I have to remove the battery to be able to remove the heatsink. So I go on to unscrew the battery and remove it. Once we remove the battery, we are going to unscrew the heatsink, and we're going to extract it. The next step, we are going to clean the chipset of both the GPU and the CPU with a very thin cloth and with ethyl alcohol. And also, of course, we're going to turn the heatsink over, and we're also going to remove all this thermal paste that is stuck on the heatsink. The liquid metal I recommend is Thermal Glaze. It is one of the best brands, and the truth is that it is going very well. The package that is this, in addition to including the syringe, as you saw above, also includes a cane like the one for cleaning the ears. But instead of cleaning the ears, we are going to use it to place the liquid metal in the chipset. And we're also going to use a dielectric enamel. We are going to use this to isolate or to cover the contacts that are around from the chipset that we are going to place in liquid metal to avoid, as I said at the beginning, short circuits, because we can drop a drop of liquid metal. And the truth is that if we drop it, even if it is a drop in some contact, we are going to be in serious trouble. And now, a very important thing that if you don't take this into account, you're also going to be able to completely destroy the heatsink. And why do I say this? And I'm not exaggerating.
If you love tech, don't miss our Telegram channel, Argento Tech. We post daily deals from Amazon and AliExpress. PC parts, accessories, gaming and cool gadgets. Everything updated in real time, so you never miss a deal. Join for free. Link is below in the description.
It's that the heatsink at the bottom has to be copper or nickel, and never ever aluminum. And I warn you this because liquid metal, its main compound is gallium, and gallium reacts when it comes into contact with aluminum chemically and causes this, the aluminum, to degrade, generating corrosion so great that it literally eats your heatsink. The aluminum disappears. Taking this into account and already knowing all the components that we are going to use, the first thing you are going to do is place this insulating polish, and as you are seeing, I put it around the chipsets so that in the event that a small drop, mini drop, does not fall, it does not generate a short circuit. There are parts that there is no contact, which is all plastic or the same as the plate, but just in case, it always doesn't generate anything. It won't make the plate heat up more or anything. So we can go a little bit beyond the contour of the chipset and protect the surroundings well. Something also important is that you are going to place 2 coats of this polish. So you're going to have to wait between layers for 30 minutes. And while we're at it, let's take advantage. Let's see the status of the thermal pads, and well, in this laptop it is true that they have to be changed. So while the polish dries, I take advantage and make the complete changes. I'm going to change all the thermal pads on this. Once we change all the thermal pads and wait the 30 minutes for the first layer to dry, we move on to placing the second layer. Once the second layer of this insulating polish has dried, look what I always do. Always to have a little more caution and extra security is to cover the rest of the plate, not the entire plate, but as you are seeing in the image, because sometimes unintentionally when we are manipulating the liquid metal, a drop, a small drop, can tip over us. And as I said at the beginning, it falls on a contact, and the board shorts out unless we clean it well. But I tell you that cleaning the liquid metal is very, very difficult because it is like it sticks to the contacts, and it is very complicated. So just in case, take this extra precaution and stick it around as I do, or a piece of paper to protect the plate a little more. Once the extra protection is placed on the plate, what we are going to do, now we are going to start manipulating the liquid metal. But what I always do is open the liquid metal, always put the first drops on a piece of paper, because it has happened to me more than once that, well, that little syringe that you have, or that tip of the syringe, the needle, is so thin that sometimes, if you've used it before, it gets a little dry when you make. Just pressure on the syringe, as it is as capped up, a fairly strong jet can come out and it can stain, as I say, the plate or any other component. And with that little stick, I go, struggling a little until I manage to place that drop of liquid metal on that stick, and then, yes, I go to the chipset and place it. To place it, you have to rest it on the chipset and make a little pressure and make a circular movement, always applying pressure so that it begins to soak in that liquid metal, and then you have a whole homogeneous layer. And as you can see, we have a very homogeneous liquid metal in both chipsets, and it stays there. It's not that it's going to tip over or anything. So now what I do is extract all that paper tape that I put as protection, and now I place the heatsink, screw it, and the job is done. We put the battery, the cover, and we are going to move on to the tests that I am going to show you now of what this laptop has improved. As I told you at the beginning of the video, this laptop lifted a lot of temperatures, and as you're seeing on screen, it lifted in maximum temperatures without doing anything, like I said, 95 degrees, too high. It is true that they leveled out, but once the fans were at 100%, it makes too much noise. And the truth is that it is not like working with a laptop like this. If the liquid metal had been placed, as you are seeing on the screen, a maximum temperature of 68 degrees, 27 degrees less, almost 30 degrees less than it was before. I don't think there's anything else to clarify for the video, right? I don't need to tell you anything more, which is the best option that we all have, that you have, to lower the temperatures of that laptop that has high temperatures. It is a little more expensive than buying a thermal paste, but it is also true that, as you can see, the temperatures drop much more, and it will also last longer over time. And, well, that's it for today's video. I hope it has helped you, that you liked it. If either of these two things happened, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share with your community. Without further ado, thank you very much for being there, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.